Hello again, and thank you for watching. I absolutely just could not resist doing a video on Shadowgate, and I just feel like it's also been way too long since I've put out a video. I know I promised that I wouldn't put one out until I finished Daisy Journals episode 2, but you know, I gotta keep things moving. This is something that I love doing, and when I found that this game was being released, I had to jump on this. I may or may not make a playthrough of this game as well to kind of help people who would like to play the game, because I haven't seen a whole lot of those yet. Although there aren't a lot of people looking this game up, it seems. That's a pity, because this is a fantastic game. It's one of the thing is about this game, it's one of those games that it's a puzzle game, and it's not very fast-paced at all. You know, there's not like, this isn't an action game. This is a point-and-click riddles and puzzles, and that kind of it really works your brain. And this is traditional to the original Shadowgate. Shadowgate was released in 1987 for Apple computers. It was by it was in this thing called the MechVenture series. And this also developed games like Deja Vu. There was also a sequel to Deja Vu, and I believe there was I think there was even another Deja Vu game. I'm not really sure 100% on that, but it's something to look up if you're interested. If you really liked Shadowgate and you don't mind playing an 8-bit version on some sort of ROM or whatever, by all means look them up. They're great, fun games. Again, it's gonna make you think. It's gonna, you know, you're gonna be very frustrated. You're gonna find yourself looking up what to do on YouTube, which is funny because when this game, you know, back in the 90s, we didn't have that kind of access, so you really had to you had to keep pushing and trying new things until you figured it out. I remember there was a little booklet, a little hint book for Shadowgate that we ended up ordering, and it didn't directly tell you anything, you know, exactly. It would just hint at to what you should probably try to do next. So that was definitely, you know, that's a time that's long gone now. All you have to do is just look it up on YouTube, and in a few seconds you can just move on. Yeah, there are differences in this game compared to the original, but they're subtle and they're tasteful. Originally, there was, if you went into the room on the left here, in this room here, if you went into that door on the left, you just went into another room that had like a pedestal, but you can see it's icy in here now, and that didn't exist. Then this pedestal, you were supposed to put like a crystal on it, and you would get this sphere, and then you would take that sphere across to the other doorway that I didn't go into. I will here in a second. And anyway, you would drop the sphere into the water, and it would freeze up the water. But now the sphere is a cage, and you trap that ice element that was kind of floating around in the room before. Whenever I come back out of this room, out of grabbing everything out of here, you'll see that. And if you, I mean, again, if you played the original game, this room here should definitely look familiar to you. The way that you go about using things on this is also very true to the original, in the fact that, like, there's no self little icon up there. Instead, you have a person that is you there on the right, on the top right, and there's that little emblem looking thing next to the settings. That is your self button. So whenever you want to equip a shield or a weapon that is equipable, you have to click use, and then you click whatever the item is on the outfit, and then you click on thyself, as what they call it in this. So it's very humorous. This game is funny. At times it has the smart-ass comments. If you do something stupid, it'll scroll something kind of silly and make you you know, kind of laugh at yourself. It did that in the first games as well. Again, still very true to the original experience of this game. And I just could not believe that they actually went and made a remake of this. I never ever thought I would see that. I never thought that this game really had that big of a following. You know, I felt like it was very overlooked, and I'm sure that still is the case. But it's just fantastic that this company decided to go out and you know, get a Kickstarter fundraiser and you know, actually make this game available to the younger crowd. It's fantastic. It brings a tear to my eye. Now, the other Shadowgates that exist, I was kind of unaware of. Actually, that's not true. I remember when Shadowgate 64 came out, and I do remember owning it, but I know I didn't finish it. I'm pretty sure I just saw that it came out. They had me with the name Shadowgate. I was really excited because it was going to look so good on the N64, you know. There was also a Shadowgate called Shadowgate Beyond Shadowgate, and that was for the TurboGrafx 16, which I had no idea that the game had spread out to, you know, from the computer to all these consoles. You know, it's one of those things. I wish that I would have known that when I was a kid. Not that I guess I wouldn't really have made a difference, because I didn't know anybody that had a TurboGrafx 16. I don't even know places that sold TurboGrafx 16 like games. I don't remember ever seeing them. But, you know, that would have been a fun time, though. I'm sure it should have been a good experience. Why not? Maybe not. Maybe that's why I never heard of it, because it wasn't that good of an experience. I believe that is a possibility. Anyway, going back to some of the differences that I've noticed, there is a much bigger story going on with this than originally. There was, you know, I mean, there was still a story base to it and everything, but now it's much more in depth. There's this whole, you know, you're on this planet that's, you know, it's obviously not a real planet, but it's a place where all these mythical creatures of ancient lore exist, and they're real. And there's a whole, you know, there's like this whole thing to it. I mean, if you get the digital deluxe version of this game, there's a whole layout map of the entire Shadowgate universe. They show you, you know, just kind of like this, you know, the maps that come with the Elder Scrolls games. You can just kind of see where everything's kind of laid out, and it's, you know, I mean, I didn't think about any of that whenever I was a kid playing this. All I wanted to do was find the Warlock. That was the original bad guy's name, was the Warlock, and he summoned this behemoth from, you know, the depths of hell. It was all very, very satanic. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that banned this game from their home because of all the demon references and all of the evil creatures. I did not live in a household with those kinds of restrictions. I am, again, very excited that I get to play through this now as an adult. You know, a lot of nostalgia to this game. I honestly think the people that are going to enjoy this game the most are the people who played the original, and probably, you know, I bet you that there are people out there who honestly want to see this done with Deja Vu, because I would like to see this done with Deja Vu as well. I never beat Deja Vu. That game was, you know, maybe I could save that for another time, because that's a totally different thing. Lots of things to discuss with that game. But thank you again for watching. Please, if you enjoyed the video, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.